Hi, I'm Hester from the Lakes International Comic Art Festival. Welcome to one of our Comic Potential videos. In this video, I'm going to introduce the concept of a splash page. I will show you how a splash page will appear in a variety of different comics, and I will explain ways in which you can create your own, giving you some idea of how this technique can be used to support curriculum learning in the classroom. So firstly, what does a splash page look like? I'll start by showing you an example. This will introduce the basic idea of a splash page in a clear, simple, visual way. Let's take a look at a few pages from a comic about a historical environmental event, the American Dust Bowl. I can show you how a splash page is used within a comic to help tell a story. Fast forward into the story. Now, reading through the panels, let's find a splash page. Within this comic, a splash page is used to highlight a key moment. In simple terms, a splash page is part of a comic, taking up a whole page. Large, important image. This scene also includes emotion, detail, and comic speech. Now let's take a look at some more comics, identifying splash pages and how they may include different features. Here's two more examples. A fictional classic. Within Dickens' comic, the splash page is used to introduce a key character. This image contains lots of detail. A collection of biographies. In this comic, the splash page is a two-page spread and provides a striking backdrop representing all the many people who took part in climate protests. To recap, let's take a quick look at a short presentation. A splash page can be either a one or two-page spread. It is often action-packed. There can be a lot going on in this space. The reader needs to slow down and look at what is going on. Other comic features may be included, such as inset panels or comic speech around a central image. There are lots of different ways that you can use a splash page in the classroom. A great introductory activity to help students understand this comic feature would be to ask pupils to find examples of splash pages in comics themselves. This activity could take place during a reading session, inviting youngsters to identify splash pages whilst reading comics. It would also create a great opportunity to visit your local library to hunt for splash pages in comics on library bookshelves. Alternatively, if you've got a visualizer in the classroom, you can look at one comic book all together and discuss the comic features as a whole class together. A simple activity would be to invite pupils to create their own splash pages by designing a unique invention, contraption, or mode of transport. This comic activity combines imagination and creativity with elements of art and English. Here is an example of a fun machine designed by a character in a comic, Quint Baker, and examples of some artwork that's created by Year 4 pupils using this as a theme for a splash page. A more complex activity to incorporate splash pages with classroom learning would be to ask pupils to create a revision splash page for a particular subject area or at the end of a topic to revisit or renew knowledge. This makes a useful alternative to the task of writing flashcards or designing a poster. Here are some examples of more complex splash pages as featured in the Phoenix comic. These are examples created by Year 4 pupils summarising their knowledge on Egyptians, Greeks, or Anglo-Saxons. Here is an example of a splash page, recapping knowledge and responding to one particular subject area, picking out fun facts. This more complex splash page is themed on Remembrance Day. You have one panel with a frame, there's a caption box with a title or theme, a large central image, in this case drawn by looking at a photograph. Any artistic process will work. You can incorporate elements of collage. These could be used to save time and could be cut up from worksheets. There is the use of inserted comic panels to keep relevant facts or information together. Anything that might not be clear, just add a label and an arrow. A perfect addition to this splash page in the classroom would be to use a photograph of the pupil. A stick drawing or similar would work too. This allows you to add a thought bubble so that the pupil can add a personal opinion on the subject matter. Thank you for watching this video. I hope that this has given you some ideas and will help you explore comics in the classroom. If you'd like to see some more activities or other suggestions of how you can incorporate comics into curriculum learning, please take a look at our material online. Thank you for watching.